What happened with Dak and the ankle yesterday?
Yeah, Dak was just going through, normal practice. We're pretty far into it there, the individual. We're actually, it's a group period, I think, and trying out some new shoes or something. I was down there, saw him earlier before I came up here to join you guys. So he's doing fine. Just being cautious. I think, anytime something that happens, close to, where he had the injury or something, you just got to look at it and be smart. So it's not a big deal.
Okay, we're going to prep you for the presser later today.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for that, so I take out the filibusters, and that'll be my answer.
Coach, does this change the game plan at all? That's one of the things you're going to get.
I don't know.
So no limitation in the mobility. He can run just the same. He's fine.
Well, totally honestly, we haven't changed one thing. We had our normal meetings last night. Dak's part of that, so yeah, we're right on schedule.
Coach, how does he look, compared to last year? We heard Schultz talking about his arm strength. We saw him for ourselves out there in terms of running around with his mobility and legs. How do you think Dak has looked in this offseason leading? And this opener last year, I thought he was an MVP candidate. So I don't know how much he was hurting last year, but just talk about where Dak Prescott is overall.
Well, he's clearly improved. I think just the fact of time with his teammates, that's the most important part of it. If you look at just to compare last training camp to this training camp, so he's clearly had a much better productive training camp. He personally, I think he's improved on all the things he's been working on. So you can see the flexibility and how, there's definitely been improvement in velocity, and so he puts a lot of extra time into the throwing mechanics and all the conditioning and training that goes into that. So he's made improvements there. But, and I just think like anything, it's every year you get to play quarterback in this league, there's over 1,000 snaps of, regular season game opportunities. And then you combine that with all the practice. So he's still making progress and still getting better each and every day. So I think he's clearly in a better space today than he was this time last year.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you like an overall philosophical football question. Babe Laufenberg said that Tom Brady has ruined it for the rest of quarterbacks. Just get the ball out fast. You got some offensive line issues and injuries, just get it out in 2 seconds. Just throw it quickly like that. Can you talk about kind of what all goes into the quarterback getting rid of the football that quickly and that fast, if that's the way you want the game plan to be?
Well, I think, definitely. It's when you're teaching the passing game, you start with the 3-step. I always have when you're installing a drop back. So you have to have it. Whether it's injury, controlling the clock. The old West Coast theory is the 3-step passing game really replaces your outside run game, just because the opportunity to run outside on these defenses and particularly athletes you have over there is so much more difficult, especially without the cut block and things like that. So. Yeah, it's a big part of what we do, what we've always done, and I think Tom is can play in every level of the passing game, and the ability to have the people to push the ball out to is the key, and obviously we got to be prepared for that from the defensive side of it.
Mike McCarthy here on 105.3 The Fan. How has Tyler Smith been looking to you in practice at left tackle?
Well, he's improving. He's definitely the most important thing is you just want him to be comfortable in everything he's being asked to do, and I feel strongly he is. And he's just got to get out there and play. Get to his get his sets, get to his spot, and just play. Let the fight begin. Because physically he's a gifted young man. So he's just got to keep working in the fundamentals and so forth. And but he'll be ready to go Sunday. This kid has a strong spirit of competition, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
How close is Jason Peters to being game ready?
I'd say a couple weeks. I think you got to be practical with this, and one thing about Jason, he's done it for so long. We have a daily schedule that we're in a target we're trying to hit, so we'll just stay the course there.
Mike, one more thing on Tyler. I thought. One of the overblown storylines was, he's been working at guard. And I kind of wrote down, on the left side, how much time he worked at tackle, college, OTAs, mini camps, and then training camp working at guard. But we got a lot more sample size and experience at tackle. Do you think that's something we got to stay cognizant of? I mean, it's kind of more natural for him to go back to tackle than it would be when he was switching to guard. Does that add up?
Well, I mean, you got to break it down on different levels. I mean, when you're talking about the individual, in his progress, I think it's clearly, if you want him to play one position and get ready to play just there, I mean, that's one conversation. But the cross training, to me, is so beneficial for all your linemen, and in his particular talent, and his skill set. I mean, playing left tackle from an assignment standpoint is easier than playing guard. So the opportunity to learn guard, just in the classroom component, the mental part of it is so beneficial, to playing tackle because, obviously they're tied together. But the physical part, of tackle and guard are different. So, we feel very confident in just the number of reps he's had because, the most important part of Tyler coming here was, as far as his plan, was to keep him on the left side. And he's a left side player, and I think he'll be prepared, and will grow, and but I think he's going to be a fine player for us.
So we want to keep him wiping with one hand.
With one hand, just the right hand.
Boy, tell you what, you guys have very good recall.
Yeah.
Do you remember the player?
Was it college?
Steele.
Was it college or Steele?
Steele.
No.
Oh, wait. Let's go with a guard.
Yeah, it's guard.
McGovern?
No. It was a different team. The story we talked about.
Oh, man. I forgot.
All right. Well, hey, you guys look into it.
We like poop talk,
We'll
Mike. That's
leave
a
it
big
hanging
fan.
for next
So.
week.
Leave it hanging for next week. What a tease. Number 2 tease with Mike McCarthy.
Coach, Tony Romo in the offseason said Cowboys need to get back to running the ball going through Zeke. Jerry had said, we go as Zeke goes. That's kind of counter to the modern era of football, right? Like how do you kind of juxtapose where you want to go versus where the modern era of the game and it being a more passing game is gone?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got really two different topics there in my mind. I mean, number one, Zeke is one of the keystone players on our football team, and and that's the way this is built. I mean, so and that's what we want as far as locker room, how we play, how many touches he gets and so forth. So, I mean, that's one topic. Now, getting back to running the football, you can never run the football enough. I mean, and but there is a product of, let's not forget about how many points were scored last year. Let's not forget how much production the offense produced last year. And at the end of the day, you have to get the ball distributed to your playmakers, and that's our focus. So. CD, Zeke, Tony, Dalton. I mean, it's the most important thing is to make sure those guys touch the ball. But the starting point each and every day is you start with the run, because everything comes off of what you do up front, and we got to make sure that we're, giving our offensive line, our run blocking unit, and our pass protection unit, opportunities to not just be playing on their heels all day.
Rumor has it you were puppeting crowd noise yesterday. Are we expecting an influx of people with walkers from Tampa at the game?
No, man. It's all part of our training regimen. My goodness.
Is it?
I mean, we had the crowd noise on with our defense, so we're expecting our crowd to be, very loud when Tampa's was on the field.
Okay, so it's common for home prep.
Home prep.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're working crowd noise each week. It's just a matter of which side of the ball is the emphasis.
Right. I don't know how to ask any more Tom Brady questions, Coach, so I'm just going to say Tom Brady and see what you say.
What else can you say? I mean, just all the compliments of, and then some. It's great to compete each and every week, but when you have an opportunity to compete against Tom Brady, it's special. Definitely special. We're looking forward to it.
Last one, Coach. We had Jerry on Tuesday, and I tried to talk to him about, keeping the noise down and some of the distractions off TV and radio. And he said it appeared like Jerry thought that, this type of environment and the pressure, it makes you raise your game. It separates those, pressure makes diamonds. How do you view it with all the noise and the environment around here in terms of making guys elevate versus possible distraction?
I think it's a great topic to dive into, but I think once again, I mean, you got a couple different things going on here. I mean, we're raising the pressure, for a single contest, but to raise the pressure for something that's, over the course of the next 20-something weeks, I mean, that's different. It's a different conversation. So, end of the day, you have to be able to perform at an extremely high level in pressure situations. That's what this league's about in every position. Now, every position has different levels of it, but that's the part of being successful in the National Football League. So, I mean, it's now, how it happens and the content and where it comes from and everything. It's different in every organization. So, and we understand how it works here, and it's part of our job description.